Sparkle was angry because she found out he was married with a child, and he was also involved with her sister. They both teamed up to bring him down.
Recent updates in the RKelly case have brought to light some startling revelations. Leaked audio recordings seem to suggest that one of his victims was coerced into providing false testimony during the trial, leading to potential complications for Jay-Z. These disclosures shed light on instances where Jay-Z had reportedly supported RKelly in various serious matters. However, the situation is now taking a turn, as Jay-Z is facing significant allegations.
There was a ring inside of Robert's camp of people who would bring females in with fake ID to get a check.
We've all seen the horrible evidence in RKelly's trial, though there are allegations now that some of his victims may have been forced to give false testimony against him, which sounds unfounded. But if true, it proves that the court is maybe not being fair with RKelly. It was revealed in a leaked audio in which an alleged Fed informant said that he flipped RKelly's witness.
It's me. So it's real when she was here. Gave her all of the information. I got the actual people on the phone.
The provided audio was allegedly sent by Sharon Winbush, a former employee of RKelly. She claims that the individual heard in the clip is a federal informant who, according to her allegations, coerced a witness to lie about her actual relationship with RKelly as part of an elaborate scheme to undermine his defense.
She made the decisions. She made the decisions on her own, and it was not easy. It was days and days and days of crime. It was hours and hours and hours of footage.
Regarding this, Kelly also initiated an appeal in New York, holding the belief that he has a chance to overturn his recent conviction. The singer's legal team contended that the government failed to present sufficient evidence leading to his 30-year prison sentence. After that, his attorney, Jennifer Bongine, formally submitted the appeal.
In my mind, a miscarriage of justice occurs when the government oversteps, when they overreach, when they violate someone's constitutional right to a fair trial.
Moreover, in his trial, Kelly was found guilty on all 9 counts of a superseding indictment, which charged him with racketeering related to criminal activities, including SE of young people, forced labor, and Mann Act violations. Kelly's legal representatives asserted that at least 4 jurors displayed bias, with 2 of them allegedly having viewed the documentary series Surviving R. Kelly. They also argued that some of the individuals mentioned in the case were of legal age, while others lied to Kelly about their age. Furthermore, the legal team claimed that certain evidence and allegations regarding Kelly's personal life should have been excluded, as they allegedly compromised his right to a fair trial.
When the process doesn't work, the outcomes are not fair, they're not righteous. And as a result, I took RKelly's case. And I pass on cases, but this is a case that I felt satisfied both of those requirements.
The singer was seeking the appeals court to either overturn his conviction or grant him a new trial. It's worth noting that, in a separate trial in Chicago, Kelly had previously been sentenced to 20 years in prison after being found guilty of CP and enticing a minor, as reported by TMZ. Disgusting crimes. During the Chicago trial, Kelly's attorney expressed similar concerns, stating that the government's burden cannot be met with the interference of bad character or tendency to commit crimes. You may consider him to be the most amoral, dishonest person on the planet, and that has nothing to do with whether the government has met its burden. At that time, a judge ordered Kelly to serve 19 of the 20 years concurrently with his other sentence. Yet another legal representative for R. Kelly has petitioned the judge overseeing his ST case to vacate his conviction and initiate a new trial. The basis for this request is the argument that his trial attorneys displayed incompetence and that the singer was unjustly depicted as a SI deviant to the jury. Because defendant was forced to defend against dozens of uncharged claims of A&S misbehavior, much of its lawful, albeit unpalatable for some, defendant was stripped of its presumption of innocence and denied a fair trial. Attorney Jennifer Bongine wrote in a legal memorandum filed to court. However, whether one holds a favorable opinion of R. Kelly or harbors strong disapproval, the principle remains clear. The U.S. legal system should uphold fairness and equality for every member of society, regardless of the charges they may face. The fundamentals of justice and due process should apply consistently to all individuals without bias or discrimination. But people are suggesting that if Kelly's case is legally unfair, it can cause some serious problems for Jay-Z. The news is abuzz with reports that R. Kelly is gearing up for a new appeal, having enlisted none other than Bill Cosby's attorney. This strategic move appears aimed at overturning his conviction. What makes this development intriguing is that R. Kelly's legal team claims that 2 jurors in his case had watched the controversial documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, which was funded by Jay-Z. They argue that these jurors should never have been selected due to potential bias. The twist in this story is that R. Kelly had previously won a substantial $70 million lawsuit against Jay-Z. This revelation raises questions about potential motives behind these shocking claims.
He put his money behind a project that cost this man his life in prison. Well, could, because I got faith that R. Kelly gonna get out now.
The disgraced rapper R. Kelly has recently filed an appeal in his New York case after being handed a 30-year prison sentence for ST and racketeering. And now there are rumors circulating that R. Kelly may be contemplating revealing information about certain celebrities and their undisclosed secrets in an attempt to seek retribution against those in the industry who he feels did not support him during his incarceration. Notoriously known for his past alleged relationships with underage individuals, the R&B singer appears to be exploring options to reduce his prison sentence. This includes the possibility of exposing individuals involved in questionable activities within Hollywood, which reportedly includes a rapper and a big singer. However, it's important to note that these rumors should be treated with caution until there is concrete evidence or official confirmation. Quote, R. Kelly and his team are working with the feds to reduce his prison time. He'll provide evidence against other celebrities who were pedophiles, and they'll reduce his sentence. R. Kelly's legal team has additionally asserted that at least 4 jurors in his trial admitted to preconceived judgments of his guilt before rendering their verdict. This case has generated significant public attention, sparking discussions on platforms like Twitter. As a result, R. Kelly's name began trending, with many people speculating about the possibility of the disgraced Grammy winner potentially revealing information about others in the industry. Despite his guilty verdict, Kelly's team issued a statement to his Facebook page. Quote, to all my fans and supporters, I love you all, and thank you for all the support. It's not uncommon for insiders or close associates to offer insights into the music industry's less visible aspects. In this case, a close associate claims that R. Kelly has been outspoken about the hidden side of the music industry, which includes parties, unconventional rituals, and disturbing activities conducted in secret. The associate argues that R. Kelly, despite his controversial image and guilty verdict, which we cannot forget, was someone who stood against these perceived dark forces, which they suggest Jay-Z may have been associated with. On the other hand, he may have just been part of those dark forces and is trying to shift the blame.
I admire Jay-Z to that level, so for me to, be close to R. Kelly and find out what type of person he really is,
The allegations regarding R. Kelly, including accusations involving a 17-year-old male, have been the subject of significant controversy and legal proceedings, understandably so. Some individuals have argued that R. Kelly is innocent and have suggested that these allegations were part of a larger scheme aimed at controlling artists. They have also mentioned the unsettling practices in the music industry, where artists might be lured into parties, unknowingly drugged, and subsequently exploited. Regarding the lawsuit between R. Kelly and Jay-Z over their collaboration on the Best of Both Worlds album, it's a fact that R. Kelly did sue Jay-Z for $70 million and he reportedly won the lawsuit. However, connecting this lawsuit to a potential motive for funding a documentary or leading to R. Kelly's imprisonment is speculative and would require concrete evidence to support such claims.
So you feel like he basically funded that because of the beef they had with the Best of Both Worlds situation?
R. Kelly sued him for like $70 million after that.
Now you might be thinking, is Jay-Z really a rat? Well, that's what R. Kelly seems to believe, though take R. Kelly's point of views with a grain of salt. Not just that, the insider claims that the biggest mobs in the world, known as the Illuminati, have a significant role in controlling the music industry. But here's the twist. They don't really directly control the artist. Instead, they manipulate the people who control the artists. Jay-Z, a prominent figure in the industry, might be feeling the pressure from this powerful group. In fact, sources reveal some intriguing connections and allegations involving Jay-Z and other Hollywood elites.
I want to say Jay-Z with the Illuminati, because I don't know if he that powerful yet, but I believe what Kel's told me as far as like Jay-Z with them.
Now, an even more mind-boggling detail is that apparently R. Kelly has accused Jay-Z of P behavior as well. Kelly's friend Ronnie Bo mentions why he took R. Kelly's side. He voices his concerns about only R. Kelly getting the brunt of his actions, and not Jay-Z.
Jay-Z got these young artists selling their souls. And hearing that and hearing the that R. Kelly was saying about Jay-Z is like, damn, is that true?
Jay-Z and Kelly are co-stars who have even come out with 2 albums together. Back in 2004, the pair's Best of Both Worlds tour, named after their 2002 collaborative album, was cut short after an incident during the first of 3 shows at NYC's Madison Square Garden.
Everybody know that Jay-Z and RKelly was working together at one time with the Best of Both Worlds tour, and I think they did 2 albums together.
RKelly reportedly declined to continue a tour due to alleged death threats, which led to a significant fallout with another artist involved, likely Jay-Z. This conflict escalated to the point where RKelly ended up in the hospital. Following this incident, the relationship between Jay-Z and RKelly soured, and they were no longer seen together. During this tumultuous period, Ronnie claims that he was the only person RKelly confided in, even as others were curious about the details surrounding the rift between Jay-Z and RKelly.
I was one of the ones that was more so close to him, so, he opened up to other people, but he opened up to me about that.
When questioned about his motivation for potentially exposing Jay-Z to law enforcement, RKelly cited Jay-Z's influential position within the industry. According to Kelly, Jay-Z had enough sway with the authorities to evade consequences for a crime, while Kelly did not have the same protection. This alleged influence might be connected to Jay-Z's ownership of Roc Nation, which is a well-known and influential entertainment company. Having control over media and a strong presence on social media can be seen as powerful assets when it comes to exerting authority and influence in the entertainment world. Kelly discussed this aspect with Ronnie, highlighting his concerns about the disparities in their situations.
The media is the most dangerous weapon that the United States have, and he said it's because they can make the innocent look guilty and they can make the guilty look innocent.
Ronnie alludes to the idea that Jay-Z may have orchestrated a revenge plot against RKelly, suggesting that Jay-Z's substantial power and influence could have allowed him to do so. Having ownership of a media outlet could provide Jay-Z with the means to manipulate public perception by distorting the truth and shaping the narrative in his favor.
You could get so upset that you could f up my whole reputation, my image. You could make me look like the worst person on the planet because you control the fucking media.
Ronnie goes on to imply that Jay-Z accusing RKelly of being a P was a relatively simple move for someone with Jay-Z's influence. He suggests that the media found it effortless to market this narrative because RKelly lacked the same advantages in controlling the narrative, which ultimately led to RKelly's conviction happening much quicker, even if it was a just outcome in this case.
And this media shit, everybody, whether it's social media, TV, or reality show, everybody believe this shit they see in the media.
Conversely, Jay-Z, who faced accusations of a similar nature, remains unscathed by legal charges. This highlights the significant impact that having the right connections and influence can potentially make in the justice system. Now, let's address the controversy surrounding the documentary Surviving RKelly. RKelly contends that the documentary was built on smoke and mirrors, relying on scripted narratives and paying individuals to portray specific roles. In his view, this suggests that there was no substantial, concrete evidence presented against him in the documentary, casting doubt on its credibility. With all that, rapper Akon also recently came to Kelly's defense, saying that people make mistakes and that people should find ways to forgive the latter's wrongdoings. Though, if his wrongdoings are what he's actually been convicted for, that can be in question. There is always a way to redeem yourself, but you have to first accept the fact that you're wrong, he said in an interview with TMZ. He has the right to redeem himself from those mistakes, even him. He has the right to try to make right by those he hurt. I believe that God makes no mistakes. People can debate back and forth all day, but if it's happening to him, it's supposed to happen to him, for whatever reason. Now, that's something that he has to have within himself to reevaluate his whole life, his way of being, because to get caught up in a situation like that, whatever happens, it's between him and God. However, it looks like Jay-Z has some really deep pockets to have remained on the top of the ladder for as long as he has money and support from Hollywood elites. But he should be scared now because RKelly might find his way out of the prison soon, and will surely be looking at him for revenge. Jay-Z and RKelly were both the top singers in the industry, so it just made sense for them to collaborate on tracks. But people loved the duo a lot more than they had originally thought. And so the occasional tracks turned into a full album and a world tour. The Best of Both Worlds was going to be the album of the year or even the decade. But with Kelly, what can you expect but a mess? In 2002, a video showed up that took the whole industry. A 27-minute video of RKelly having S with a minor, which should get rid of any presumption of innocence. Kelly immediately came out with a sob story about how people were making up fake stories to destroy him. He straight up refused to admit it and said, quote, "It's very difficult for me, but you know I'm innocent. It's crap and that's how we're going to treat it. All I know is this, I have a few people in the past that I've fired, people that I've thought were my friends that's not my friends. Ever since then, it's been threats on what they're gonna do to me if I don't pay them this. They'll put a story out. And when I refuse to pay them, now here comes the story." Some people from the industry were convinced that Jay-Z knew all about Kelly's atrocious and disgusting actions, and he let them get away with it. Rapper Nas believes it was impossible for Jay-Z to not know. You can't tell me Jay didn't see a 14-year-old girl come into the studio and sit on R. Kelly's lap. You gonna tell me he didn't see no 14-year-old girl come into the vicinity? Jay-Z, however, is a smart man, and he knows if there's one thing you never do, it is to jump into another man's mess. He refused to speak on the incident or pass any judgments of his own.
If he's guilty, I just hope and pray that he get help. If he's not, I wish everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody embrace him.
Clearly, Kelly saw that the person he assumed to be his well-wisher and friend would rather stay clear of any controversy than to speak in his favor. Still, the two keep their personal feelings aside and start working on the Best of Both Worlds tour. But the tour wasn't really the best of both worlds, as the downfall came pretty quickly. From the very start of the tour, Kelly was skeptical of Jay-Z and his intentions.
And R. Kelly finishes the show complaining that he thinks that Jay-Z's crew sabotaged his lighting setup to ruin his show.
The tour went on still, and everyone thought the two sorted out their issues, but the real incident was yet to happen.
R. Kelly cuts the Best of Both Worlds show short. It's later reported that R. Kelly actually assaulted the lighting technician on the show, though no charges were pressed.
This was shocking for everyone, as nobody really expected Kelly to get into a fistfight when all the eyes were already on him. But as said before, what can you expect from Kelly other than a mess? If it was a smarter artist, he would act right and make sure not to make any more controversy for the rest of the tour, right? But Kelly didn't think this far, and continued on with his shenanigans. The tour was cut short after a shocking incident during the first of 3 shows at New York City's Madison Square Garden.
Prior to the show, R. Kelly gets a phone call. Now, he never explicitly states what's on this call, but he suggests that somebody is threatening his life.
Kelly thought someone was trying to K him, and he even claimed that he had received death threats before the concert. Kelly was on edge the whole time, and honestly, it seemed like he was losing his mind. After all he had done, we wouldn't be surprised if the death threats were in fact true. But imagine the frustration, because now there were people in the stadium thinking someone was out there with a gun, ready to shoot people. At this point, Jay-Z was done.
Everybody, you okay? You safe? There's no guns in the building. I really tried to hold this thing together. I really tried.
Jay believed Kelly was ruining the tour and his reputation by being disrespectful and spoiled, and Kelly was out there convinced that Jay-Z was out to get him. Jay-Z had given Kelly a chance even though his allegations were as severe as they get. Obviously, it wasn't out of any brotherly love on Jay-Z's part, and only from a business point of view. But still, he had not abandoned Kelly completely as of yet. But that day, things blew up entirely.
3 sold-out shows in the Garden, 5 New York shows. I mean, that's just
There's no way possible that this is going to be fixed. And
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Jay-Z was convinced that Kelly was losing his mind or being disrespectful on purpose because after such strict security, bringing a gun into the stadium was impossible. But that's where it gets interesting. Kelly himself had brought guns inside the stadium. Rapper Cassidy admitted that he had given guns to Kelly and his goons himself, that too for Kelly's feud with Jay-Z. Quote, "They was going through something. I ain't know it was with Jay-Z. I ain't know who it was with, but I know I wanted to get out there and perform. That's all I was focused on." This wasn't the end of the drama either. Kelly's team was busy convincing Kelly to get back on stage and fix the mess. But Kelly wasn't done ruining things yet. He decided to get into another fistfight, this time with Jay-Z's close friend Tyran Ty Smith. Kelly isn't much of a fighter, so of course Smith ended up sending him to the hospital. Afterwards, Jay talked about the incident in interviews and said that Kelly's actions were foolery. He thought that insecure Kelly was jealous of the crowd's love for Jay, but Kelly told an entirely different version of the story. He said he panicked and left the stage, but when he calmed down and tried to return, he was pepper sprayed by Ty Smith. All this drama was pretty much the end of Best of Both Worlds for Kelly. Even though it was clearly Kelly's fault that the tour fell apart, he still came out and acted like a victim. The fans deserve better than this. I'd like the show to go on. It's really disappointing that Jay-Z and the promoter don't. Ronnie B.O. also said that Jay-Z was the one who got the whole documentary Surviving R. Kelly up and running. Jay-Z may have provided the funds for Dreamhampton to make the documentary about Kelly's accusations. It looks like Jay-Z really wanted Kelly's career to be over. Though if you ask us, his career really ended when that undeniable video came out. If you don't believe Ronnie's word on Jay-Z's role in the case, maybe this will do the trick. This case wasn't the first time that Jay-Z had helped Dream financially. In fact, the rapper, quote, wired tens of thousands of dollars in minutes after she asked him to help with expenses protesters incurred while demonstrating against police brutality. If Jay-Z was ready to give tens of thousands of dollars to her, it's not shocking that he also decided to fund the documentary she was making. Jay is so open-hearted with Hampton because the two happen to have a long history.
Dream Hampton was his ex-girlfriend. Dream Hampton wrote his book, The Decoded Book. You know, he funded her protests in Ferguson.
Jay-Z found an opportunity and took it. By funding Dream's documentary, he not only managed to help her career and give her a good push, but also managed to bring down RKelly. At this point, there's no need to point out why Jay-Z wanted Kelly's career to be over. Jay-Z had a whole list of reasons for that, understandably. The biggest one being the lawsuit that ended up with Jay-Z's reputation tarnished and him $70 million poorer.
It was a little deeper than the best of both worlds situation. You know, RKelly sued him for like $70 million after that.
RKelly had ruined Jay-Z's tour, ended up winning the lawsuit and costing him millions of dollars as well. But that wasn't all. Jay-Z knew if Kelly managed to get out of this trial unharmed, he might throw Jay-Z under the bus sooner or later. After all, Jay-Z has some skeletons in his own closet too. Singer Aaliyah's boyfriend at the time of her death, Damon Dash, revealed how Jay-Z was after Aaliyah himself, that too when she was a minor. Quote, I did not know Jay was trying to holler at her, but then it just happened like that. He was trying, I was trying, everybody was trying, he was going hard. Damon even said that Aaliyah had dumped Jay-Z or maybe even kept him in the friend zone. No wonder Jay-Z always disliked Kelly the way he did. After all, Kelly managed to get married to the girl Jay-Z liked too. Aaliyah wasn't the only girl Jay-Z had been involved with. There are rumors that he had a relationship with Foxy Brown too when she was a minor. Wendy Williams brought up this information and said, Jay-Z and Foxy Brown were allegedly a romantical thing. Alright, I'll say alleged. But we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce. Allegedly. Jay-Z has seen how the world will stand up to hold you accountable over such sort of accusations, thanks to the Kelly trial, and he certainly doesn't want that for himself. That's why he funded the documentary and did that at such a strategic time that the jurors could watch it and form their opinions on the matter beforehand. People are pointing out how Jay-Z's decision to bring down Kelly is weird considering how he himself has committed the same crimes. One person pointed out, Beyonce was 19 when they started dating, and Jay-Z never dated Aaliyah. They were friends when she was around 21. She dated Jay-Z's friend Dame Dash. Foxy was 18 when the song with Jay-Z came out, and she has said many times this rumor is not true. Another one added, Kells was truly trapped in the closet and tried telling the world, but unfortunately he also knows if he says too much in regards to the elites, then he's as good as dead. A lot of artists have been trying to do the same, but we failed to read between the lines and we just watched them self-destruct, and it's sad. Jay-Z's decision to work with Kelly on a collaborative album was possibly the worst decision of his life, and he's still paying for it. Now he has to spend his days and nights haunted by the possibility of Kelly coming back to hold him accountable. After all Jay has done to get him behind bars, it wouldn't surprise us if Kelly already has a revenge plan in place. Though given the severity of Kelly's accusations, if all true, he should never be let out of jail at all.